Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be discussing with you week 1 and week 2 after having a laminectomy and fusion in the L4, L5, S1 area. Now, the first week, you're going to be spending some of it in the hospital. I know everywhere differs in the amount of time in the hospital. I'm here just west of Toronto in Ontario, Canada, and it was recommended that I was going to be in the hospital about 4 to 5 days for my recovery. I was experiencing some dizziness and nausea, and that actually prolonged my stay, and I was actually in the hospital for 8 days. So for myself, I was in the hospital for 8 days. Your stay may be shorter or longer. I'm just here to share my story so that other people know what, to expect possibly from a laminectomy and fusion. So I was in the hospital for 8 days. They did do a lot of blood work. They did an ultrasound, they did an x-ray just to figure out what was causing my dizziness. And each time they did one thing, they would kind of find something else and want to look into that a little bit further. So for myself, I was there for 8 days. They will, right after surgery, get you standing up in a stand-up walker the next day. Due to my dizziness, I wasn't able to do that. I kind of got to the door and, said I was going to throw up, and I did. The second day, we were able to get out the door and down the hallway just a little bit, but again, the dizziness set in. From the third day, I was doing a lot better with the walker and was able to get a little bit further. They transitioned me from the stand-up walker to a walker that you would see like elderly people using at the mall. And I was able to use that to go back and forth to the washroom. So third day to fifth day, I was still dizzy, I was still nauseous and still being able to use the walker. Fifth day to eighth day, I was doing quite, better. The dizziness and nausea was getting better. I did have to stay for a little bit more of some testing, but I was using the walker from day 5 to day 8 and doing quite a lot of laps around the ward, just because the more you move, the better it is in healing. Also, so that no blood clots would form. You do get blood clot medication, like a blood thinner, and that is not fun. For myself at the hospital, they would give me a needle in the morning, give me one at night, just to prevent blood clots from forming. So that was not fun or exciting. So during the week, I was quite dizzy and nauseous. They were able to get that under control, probably, somewhere between day 3 and day 5. I think day 5 was finally when I was like, okay, I'm not feeling as bad as I was before. The room was spinning and I was felt like I was gonna throw up all the time. They want you to eat, they want you to walk, and both of those made me dizzy and nauseous. The more I walked, the more dizzy and nauseous I was. I didn't have an appetite because I was so dizzy and nauseous. So listen to your body, but keep trying to eat and keep trying to walk, because those are quite important in your recovery. Week 1, it is quite humbling, honestly. You are in the hospital and you can't do a whole lot other than get into bed and go to the bathroom once you're able to. You can't bend, lift, and twist. You will learn the BLT phrase or term as soon as you come in the hospital, or even before. They'll tell you, do not bend, do not lift, and do not twist for at least 6 weeks. So it is quite humbling in the hospital because you can't bend to wipe yourself. You have to ring that bell and you have to have a nurse come. The nurses were fabulous. The nurses, gave me my medications. They did the wipe downs. They wiped my bum. They, got me ginger ale when I wasn't feeling well. So please thank your nurses and doctors and staff in the hospital, because they are great. They are great. They are tremendous. Even the people that brought me my meals were, come on, we want to see you eating. So by the end of the week, when I was feeling better, I went and thanked every single one of them that I knew helped me. And some of them I didn't even know by face. I knew by sound of their voice, because the first couple of days, honestly, my eyes were shut for most of it because I was so nauseous and dizzy. So I remembered a nurse by her voice, and what she was saying to me because she was trying to feed me oatmeal. So please thank your hospital staff. They are great and tremendous, honestly. I thanked each and every one of them and blessed to have had such great hospital staff at the hospital. So from week 1, you're going to go into week 2. I had spent 8 days at the hospital and came home on the 8th day. You probably will come home earlier. I find that myself, listening to other stories, that I kind of was a little bit behind everyone or healed a little bit slower, and that's why I kind of did these videos. I wanted it to tell people that if you're healing slower than other people, it's okay. Like, listen to your body and make sure you are taking the time to do it your way. I was a little bit slower and was dizzy and nauseous longer than other people from the sounds of it. And when I came home, it was still a struggle. Look up videos on how to get in and out of a car. You're either going to need a plastic bag, or for myself, my friend had leather seats, which was fantastic because it was easy to slide in. Well, easy to slide in is kind of a loose term because it was tough getting in the car. You know, everything hurt and every little motion hurt. And again, you can't bend, lift, and twist, and you've got to figure out how to get a way into the car without it hurting. And then honestly, every bump we hit, I felt it. It was not a fun ride home. But once we made it home, I did need her assistance. You know, once you get home, you really do need help. So if you can, have someone stay with you. If you have kids, tell them you're going to need their help in a way that is not normal. I'm a single parent of 4. I have 3 of them living with me, and you know, I was like, I need your help. But you're still going to need adult help as well too. So I did have a friend that came every lunch hour, and she would help me down the stairs because they do recommend you go up and down the stairs twice a day. In the hospital, they'll actually do some physio with you. They'll show you how to go up and down the stairs, how to get in and out of a shower chair, and you know, how to just log roll in and out of bed, which is something you'll use for a long time. So yeah, week 2, I had my friend come and drop me home, and then I had a girlfriend come every day for lunch to help me up and down the stairs, and to have lunch was upstairs in my bedroom for a time being. If you watch my other video of essential items, one of them was a tray that I had upstairs that I could sit on my walker and have the tray in front of me and have my lunch there. My girlfriend would bring me lunch every day, and she did that for about 10 days. I have great friends, so if you have a great support system, you are blessed. So I would have lunch upstairs in my room for a little bit, and then that transitioned quickly to her bringing me downstairs just so I have a change of scenery. Also, so I had someone spotting me going up and down the stairs. And then I would have lunch down here, and honestly, I would do a couple laps. So either I would bring the walker down in the beginning and do laps in the morning or evening when I had someone helping me walk up and down the stairs, or I would, walk around upstairs in my hallway just to keep moving. You want to keep moving as much as possible, just to get your body remembering how, you know, and keeping flexible. So it is important, and they do recommend that. After transitioning home and, you know, finally being able to come downstairs and have lunch downstairs, I did transition from the walker to a cane. The one I had was an adjustable one. I am short, so thank God it was adjustable. Once you're learning how to use the cane, you know, you're pretty good at walking around on your own. You just kind of need a little bit of support so you don't slip and fall. You're just not that confident just yet because things still hurt quite a bit. And your muscles, you know, you haven't been using them the way you used to before, and you don't realize how much you use your back until you have something like back surgery and can't use it as well. So if we went transitioning to the cane, then I would kind of walk around and have it on my arm, just in case I needed it if I felt like I was gonna kind of trip or something like that. Now, week 2, coming home, I really wanted a shower because the wipe down shower in the hospital actually is not a shower. You're not able to get your incision wet for about 10 days. And then even then you get your staples removed after 10 days, which I will talk about. You get your staples removed after 10 days, and then if it's healed well, then you can get it wet. For myself, it wasn't healed as well as they would have liked, so I wasn't able to get it wet. So going back to the staples, I had an incision that had 27 staples in it. About 10 days after surgery is when they ask you to go either to a walk-in clinic or to your family doctor and get them removed. I did have the nurse practitioner remove them, and they don't give you any local or anything like that. They literally just snip every other one and then remove them, and then go back and snip the rest of them and remove them. And it was quite painful. I actually did have to hold my girlfriend's hand, and I did squeeze it quite a bit because it does hurt. They've been in there for a while and they do get them out, but it was not fun at all. And I was glad when it was over. They will put some steri strips on it to help it continue heal. And again, I had a spot that hadn't healed as well. It was a little bit more of a gaping spot that wasn't kind of tight when they stapled it. So they recommended I don't get it wet for another 5 days. So to be creative, when I got home on the 8th day, I did ask a friend to help me shower because showering for me is quite important. You might want to do this if you are not able to shower. I put a poncho, like when you get your hair cut, around my neck with towels on it. And then I also had towels inside in case the water kind of trickled down my back. And then again, with the removable shower head, my girlfriend, I kind of leaned back a little bit like this, and she would shower it like that with my shower head. And we also had a bucket that she could pour on my head. So that was kind of being creative for the first couple weeks. Because I couldn't get it wet myself, I did have a nurse practitioner come once a week for I think 2 weeks to help me shower in between, because showering was so important, and I couldn't go long without it. And I also I didn't have help. I have boys at home, so I didn't want them to have to do that, and ask for a nurse practitioner. So that's kind of being creative and being able to wash your hair. And then I would just sponge the rest and use the shower head to rinse off without getting my back wet. So that's kind of week 2. Week 2 is a big milestone just because you get your staples removed, and hopefully you're able to shower then. You have a little bit more mobility. It still hurts quite a bit. Honestly, week 1 and week 2, you're still quite sore. Getting in and out of bed is quite a task, and also sleeping at night is hard. I found that my pain tolerance would increase at night. And every time the medicine wore off, I was in quite a bit of pain. When you get home, they do try and stretch the opioid time usage longer. In the hospital, it was every 2 hours. When I got home, they said every 5, and that was quite a stretch. So take the medication, take it for the first 2 weeks. Don't chase the pain. Make sure you do take it. It will help you, and make sure you take it at night for sure, because at nighttime, even though you should be sleeping, it's quite uncomfortable. Just trying to find the right way to sleep on your side is quite uncomfortable. So I am in week 10 right now. I am going to share the upcoming weeks as well. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Please hit the like button. I hope you find this helpful and useful. I'm just kind of sharing my story just because I want people to have another perspective. When I was looking at back surgeries, I often found a laminectomy or a fusion, but not the laminectomy and fusion together. So hit the like button, drop me a comment if you'd like, and I hope you find this helpful. Have a great day. I hope if you've had back surgery, you're healing well. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.